بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. And welcome to another session of the interactive Arabic revision. Alhamdulillah, we are on week 8 out of 12 weeks. Subhanallah, how time flies. We're almost just 1 month remaining, 4 weeks remaining until we finish this entire course. And you would have probably revised about 85% of what was studied in Baina, which I think is a huge percentage, and maybe a few new concepts that we have learned along the way, inshallah. Okay. So let's begin because today is it's a bit heavy in that one topic. We're going to spend a lot of time on one topic, but inshallah khair, it will be good for revision and for our own knowledge purposes. Okay. So let's, psych ourselves, make ourselves excited, regulate our emotions, make sure that we are coming to these classes with the right mindset, with the right intention. We are ready to learn. We are excited to learn. We are, present. And I know for some of you, it's very late at night. For some of you, it's very early in the morning. For some of you, it's a very ideal. So alhamdulillah ala kulli hal, uh, inshallah, it's beneficial for everybody. Okay, so I hope you're excited. So that's a good thing. But we're gonna skip the emotion bit because you guys, you know the drill. You know how to come to these classes by now. You know you have to come to these classes ready. I don't have to keep reminding you all the time. But it's a good thing if you are excited and ready to learn. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, fantastic. All right, so I'm gonna ask you to name me one type of dharf. Like just mention a dharf that you know. What is a dharf? A dharf is an adverb of either time or place. So a word that signifies or indicates a time or a place. It can be in English, you can mention it in English, you can mention it in Arabic, whatever is easy for you. So words like, if you're talking about time, then we're talking about things like today, tomorrow, yeah, things like that. Those will be what we call dharf. Yes, either because we call it dharf, but maybe we'll talk about either later on. So either could be shartiya, it could be dharfiya, and we'll talk about either dharfiya, I think, in one of the classes. Yes. Baina, yes. Yawm, ayyam, right? Inda, yes. These are the words that we're talking about. What about, layl? Yes, laylan. Idh can also be dharfiya. We will talk about that, I think, later as well. Fawqa, yes, above. Fawqa. What's the opposite of fawqa? Tahta. Yes. So fawqa, tahta. These are the words that we're talking about. And what about if I say left, right, right? So these are directions that are also part of dhuruf. Khalfa, yes, which means what's another word for khalfa? Yes, khalfa, amam. So these are opposites. So you have behind, khalfa, but there's also another word, wara'a. It also means behind. And then amam, that is in front. Yes, amama. These are basically your dhuruf, right? And also things like yesterday, tomorrow, today, right? These are bijanib, yes, beside something, yes. Ams, yes. So these are the ones. Okay. Ghadan, precisely. Yeah. So you guys are those are some of the dhuruf az-zaman. And you guys mentioned some of the dhuruf al-makan also, like tahta, amama, fawqa, صباحا, beautiful, Farhin. صباحا, مساء. Somebody mentioned laylan. Exactly. This is what we're talking about when we say dharf, okay? Which is different from what we call isim makan. And we won't go into details with that, but just know these are what we call dhuruf. Okay? So above, below, beside, under, or if it talks about time, then things like tomorrow, today, yesterday, morning, evening, so on and so forth. Great, great, great stuff. All right. So we have ظرف زمان, we have ظرف مكان, and you guys gave me examples of all of that, which is great. Now we're gonna go to our main session, which is I'm gonna break you out into groups, as you know, and we're gonna be discussing this ayah, which is slightly long. I know today is a bit long, but you would find that most of these concepts you have done. And that's why we're going to focus on only one main concept today. وراء, yes, Zarina وراء, بمعنى behind, also خلف. Those are, you can say synonyms. Yeah, وراء and خلف. Okay, so this is the ayah of the week, Surah Al-Munafiqun. وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول ربي لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكن من الصالحين. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as usual, I am going to break you out into rooms and you guys are going to discuss. But because this is slightly longer, what I'm going to do is I am going to give you more time. So let's say if I give you 6 minutes instead of the 4 minutes, and then you have 1 extra minute, I think that'll be good. Okay. Or maybe I should just give you, yeah, 6 minutes should be good, I think. We'll see how it goes. Maybe you'll manage to do everything, maybe you're not, but it's fine. Um, ah, okay, I need to do this again. I made a mistake. Just a minute here. Yeah, we'll do three. 3 rooms, I think, is good. Okay. 6 minutes. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna open the rooms now. You should be seeing the rooms on your screen. Please join and start the discussion immediately. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right, everybody make sure you join so that you get to discuss. All right, fantastic. For those of you who are going to be watching the recording, we're going to sit here in silence until everybody comes back, inshallah. Or, you know, once you've figured out, you can forward. You have that luxury, alhamdulillah. All right. People should be coming back now.
Time is up.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Today I
I'm
know it
sorry.
was long and there was a lot to discuss.
Yeah, so many things.
Alhamdulillah. Hopefully you managed to discuss a few things.
Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. At least 10. We've got at least 10. Yes,
Ah,
Asma?
that's good.
We
That's
try
good.
at least up to go to at least go to in the end. I don't know. We
That's
don't
good.
know we did right or wrong, but we won't try to go after end.
As long as you try, that's the whole point.
Yeah,
Because
Alhamdulillah.
yeah, we have to train our brains when we see an ayah. How can we do
Yeah,
the i'rab? That's the whole point.
quickly recall everything.
Yes. Okay, tell me, what did you
Okay,
discover? Mm-hmm.
okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So our group we did like wa as we take it here wa maybe is at top or is up here we don't know
Mm-hmm.
because what is before we don't know.
Yeah.
And then anfiqu is amr and fa'il is antum.
Mm-hmm.
And then mean is harpuzar and then ma is ism masula but zar mazrur and ism masula.
Mm-hmm.
And then ma ism masula razaqnakum is a silatul masula pel madi fa'iluhu nahnu kum is mafulun bihi.
Mm-hmm.
And then min qabli, this one is MBS. And here min qabli, min is harfujar, qabli is ism mazrur, wa huwa mudaf. And then after that, sorry, an yatiya. This one is the an masdariya, like the one we said. Masdar muawwal, it makes mudariya mansub yatiya
Mm-hmm.
with the fatatu zahira. So together an yatiya is our masdar muawwal, which is mudaf ilayhi for qabli.
Mm-hmm.
And then ahadakum is the mafulun bihi for yatiya. And then al-mautu is the outside word for yatiya.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we think. And then fa, we said this is fa sababiyya for
Mm-hmm.
after that because it started with the amr. That's why. So at the beginning. So fa, then fa, after fa we have al-mudmara. Yaqula is our fi'l mudari fa'iluhu huwa. And this is again the mother muawwal. And then Rabbi. Rabbi is our mudaf and mudaf ilayhi here. Ya is mahzuf.
Mm-hmm.
So we have ya, and then after ya, mudaf supposed to be mansub. So it's supposed to be ya rabba, but after that there is a ya, my rob. So that makes it for be. But in fact, rob is here actually fi mahali nasab. Because after harfun nida munada, that's what I remember. And
Yes.
then this laula, we are thinking this laula is not harfu short because after laula there is fel mudariya came. Fel came. When laula, after laula there is a ism, then that laula acts like a harfu short. But after laula, if there is a fel, then this is taxis, I believe.
تحضيض.
Something like sorry, tahdid, like scrolling like something. Why not? Why something? Then أخرتني أخرت فعل ماضي فاعله أنت ني is the مفعول به. Then إلى زار أجلين is a مجرور and then وهو موصوف قريبين is the صفة. And then this is the one. فأصدق still we are trying to think this is سببية. I don't know. And but As-Saddaqa, this one is a little bit tricky one. Family five, I believe. There is a Ta family, but after this, the adjacent letter, when there is two adjacent letter like a Ta, so like then it has an idgham. So that make it the the Shadda. So the and then this Fa also make it Mansub, the fail. It's supposed to be atas sodaka like that. But this is sodaka. And file is the sorry, file is ana. And then wa I think I have wasted MP. I don't know wa. I'm not sure about wa. And then akun fail adi mudariya and it's not fail actually some nakis. فعل ناقص اسم كان إذا أنا and then من الصالحين if I take it separate sentence then من الصالحين will be my MBK. Sort of I don't know this one.
All right. That was a very, very good attempt. I mean, you got almost everything right.
Everything after Fayakula is Makul alcohol.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that part I forgot. Yeah.
Good, good, good. Anything else you guys noticed? Anybody wants to add anything else?
The fa with yakulu is while I was looking at the translation is going to be atak because it's and you cry. But the fa sababiya we discussed was with asaddaqa.
Okay. Good observation. Yeah, we'll talk about those fas and those wows.
Yeah, it's so difficult. I don't know find which fa is sababiya, which is that.
Mimma we
more
can
thing.
say jar majroor.
Mimma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the beginning. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes, jar majroor.
Sajda, you missed Lawla, you said was harf taqsis.
Taxis for me, I mean, that's what I
Tahdid.
remember. Tahdid.
It's
If
a
I
very difficult
remember
word.
correctly.
Yes.
Because after that there is fail. Like Laula, when it acts as a
So
short.
if after is a fail, we cannot say it is a lam shartiya, laula.
But the Laula is the only is a little bit I think exception. Like Laula, it has to have ism after it to be considered as shortiya.
Yeah.
That's what maybe I forgot. I don't know.
Yeah, you are right. If it is a ism after Laula, then it is Shartiya.
Yeah.
If it is a fail, then Tahdidiya.
Tahdidiya, like
What does mean tahdi?
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Don't worry.
Because it is new for me.
And
I know.
I have a
For
question.
most Baina students, that's going to be new.
Yeah.
Yeah. How come this akun become majzoom here?
Exactly. Good question. Who has an answer?
Very good. Why? Oh.
Why it is starting connecting one fiqh it is connecting?
No.
What is it connecting to? This
Anfiqhu?
waw is harf ataf. Let me just tell you. This waw is harf ataf.
Yeah.
But what is it connecting to? Why is it majzoom?
One fiqhu. I'm not.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Any other observations before we go to the explanation?
The last Minas Salihin, I know they mentioned is MBK. Will that also be a khabar for the akun, for kana?
Yeah. So some people, they consider like muta'alliq to be khabar, direct khabar. But personally, I prefer to keep muta'alliq bil khabar separate, not khabar itself. Yeah. So you can consider min as-salihin, the jar majroor, as the khabar of akun.
I think akun is, we can say it is jawabul talab.
What is the talab?
Talab is wa anfiqu. Can we say? Because jawab al-talab, it should be like majzoom.
True, but not in this case, because it's not saying, like what would be the meaning? Again, also it has to make sense, right? If you're to take وَأَكُن مِّنَ الصَّالِحِينَ as the jawab al-talab, so we are saying وَأَنْفِقُوا وَأَكُن مِّنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Like spend, donate, and I will be from the salihin. Like, what does that mean? It doesn't make sense, right? So as a jawab
But this one
al-talab.
is even though we said Laula cannot be short, but from the translation looks like if you delay it for me for a short while, then I'll give the charity and be one of the righteous.
Yeah.
So it looks like that is connected, Akun.
I like how you guys are thinking. That's good that you're asking these questions. This is very good. All right? Because these are the questions that when you're looking at an ayah, you have to ask, why is it like this? Why is fa'asaddaqa? Why is there fatha on it? Why is akun majzoom? Yeah? What kind of lawla is this? These are the questions, which is very good that you guys are asking. So basically, that's majority of, you guys mentioned almost everything. So qabli, of course, here, this is the darf that we're talking about because it means before. And everything else, and of course you talked about the, munada here. Rabbi is munada. The ya, harfu nida, is mahduf. So normally we don't just say Ya Rabbi all the time. Sometimes we just say Rabbi, yani, to show the urgency of our ask. Right? And of course, whatever comes after it will be jawabul nida. This lawla akhartani.
أن يأتي is مصدرية. You can
Yes.
see.
This is masdariya, an is masdariya, and this is masdar muawwal. Beautiful. And of course, it's the mudaf ilayhi of qabli.
Nafsan.
What? Sorry?
What is the nafsan here?
Nafsan?
No, this is another. Sorry, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah,
I was
that's
looking
another ayah.
on the next ayah.
Okay, so let's see what we're going to learn today. Okay, so there's this type of min called min تبعيضية. So there are several kinds of min. Okay, the majority one that we know is, let's say, when I say I am from point A to point B. I came from point A to point B. This is the normal min that we know. Min Mecca ila Medina. This is the kind of min that we know. Min al-bayt, min al-madrasa, this kind of min, which we normally translate as from. Today, we're going to look at a different kind of min, which we're going to call min تبعيضية, and we'll briefly explain it. It doesn't really take much. We'll briefly explain this. Zarf zaman, we've kind of explained it. We've given examples, so I'm going to skip this one. Okay, and also you've given me examples of darf makan as well. So we're going to skip that one. Our main discussion is going to be on fa as-sababiyya because it's going to take a little bit of explanation and revision as well. And then we have a concept that while I'm explaining fa as-sababiyya, we're going to talk about جواب شرط في محل جزم. So some of you are asking, why is akun majzoom? We're going to talk about that. We're going to break it down. And then we have an al-mudmara. We have talked about an al-mudmara before. Sometimes it's also called an al-muqaddara. So mudmara basically means implicit, implied. An, that is implied. It's not very apparent. It is hidden. Admara yudmiru to means to keep a secret, to hide something. So the an has been hidden, has been kept a secret. That's what it is, the an that has been hidden, if you will. Right? That's what al-mudmara means here in this context. So we've also talked about this, and we've said that this an al-mudmara, it comes and it's going to come with fa as-sababiyya, and we'll talk about that as well. So these are the concepts we're going to look at. Okay, let's start with min تبعيضية, then we will talk about fa as-sababiyya, and maybe جواب الشرط في محل جزم. Let me come here so that I can tag my notes and you can see. And by the way, you can also access this. I shared these notes in the drive. Okay, what's happening? Why is he not responding? لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. Just give me a second because I see it's loading, but is my internet okay? Is that why? No. Okay, I don't know why my Google Docs is not responding. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's change here. All right. So we're going to start with min تبعيضية. What is min تبعيضية? This is the kind of min. Let's say, for example, it's your birthday and they bought you a cake. Okay. So then I say, Ahmed ate a piece of the cake. You didn't eat the entire thing. You ate a piece of the cake, some bit of it. Okay. So you have the cake. It won't draw. But anyway, so you have the full thing, and then you take a slice of it, a piece of it, and that's what you ate. So this is what min تبعيضية does. You have the whole thing, the full thing, but only a part of it. So a part of something. And we normally translate it as, we normally use of most of the time, or a part of, or a piece of. Yeah, this is kind of like how we translate it. Okay, so if we're to look at the ayah, for example, what do we have? Min ma razaqnakum. Not, Allah has given so much rizq, but Allah is not saying donate all of your rizq. No, min ma razaqnakum. Just a part of what we have given you. Just a piece of what we have given you. Just of your rizq, not the entire thing, just some bit of it. This is what we call min تبعيضية. Okay, it's a very simple concept. So, I think that's kind of understood. Any questions on that?
So in the Arab books, will they say this is a min تبعيضية, or will they just say this is a harf jar?
Some of them will, some of them will not. So some of them will say just min harf jar. Some of them will actually specify and say min تبعيضية, because it's serving a specific purpose here. So whenever some of these huruf because for example, like min, you have several of them. Wow, you have several of them. Ba, several of them, and so on and so forth. So whenever that ba is doing a specific role, is providing a specific meaning, then they would mention it. But if it's just your normal harf jar, min ibtidaiya, that's the normal one, like from A to B, we call it min ibtidaiya. That one, they will not mention it, because it's the default one, if you will. But if this, for example, this one, they might mention it, yes. Most Arab books would mention.
Because this one, it makes sense also.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so if there is not mean, then it will be like, then it's like you have to spend everything, right?
Exactly. Do you see the mercy? If Allah just said, وَأَنْفِقُوا مَا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ, that means spend everything. But this is وَأَنْفِقُوا min. Allah is just asking for a small portion of what He gave you, right? Yeah. So is min تبعيضية clear?
Yeah, this is min تبعيضية. So what is the other one?
Min ibtidaiya.
Okay, yeah.
So it begins. It tells you the point of beginning. Like, where did you begin from? You began from point A to point B. Like from point A, it shows you the beginning point. Min Makkah. The beginning point is Makkah. Min al-Bayt. The beginning point is Bayt. So we call it min ibtidaiya. Ibtada'a to
There is
begin.
any other one also, min?
Yeah, min zaida.
Min zaida.
Yeah, so sometimes it would say min تبعيضية, sometimes it will not say. Like some Arab books would mention, some will not mention. But it kind of like they expect you to know these things, because again, you have to understand these are scholars. They're not like, yeah. So sometimes they write in a way that speaks to themselves. Sometimes it's hard for the rest of us to understand their books, but yeah. So sometimes it will mention, sometimes it will not. Okay, so that is all you need to know about min تبعيضية. It's a very basic concept. Now let's talk about fa السببية. Okay. And actually, no, I'll come back and copy the ayah later. Okay, so let's talk about fa السببية. The main things you need to know about fa السببية are two. Number one, you need to know that fa السببية, or rather, it happens when it comes after what we call talab or nafi. Okay. So what do we mean by talab? We'll talk about that. What do we mean by nafi? We've already done nafi, negation. So whenever you have a negation and then you have a fa after it that is making the mudari' mansub, then this is your fa sababiyya. So it must come after a nafi or a talab. That's a very important condition. Okay, this fa comes after a talab what we call a talab, and I will explain what that is, and a negation or a negation. Okay, that's an important thing. The other thing is that it shows the cause or the reason for something to happen. In other words, i.e., B, so if you have a sentence, A, something, something, B. What that means is that B is the reason for A, right? So whatever comes after it is the reason for A happening, right? This is what we talk about fa sababiyya. And of course, another important thing is that it will make, why did that happen? It will make مضارع منسوب. So it will make مضارع منسوب because of المضمرة. Okay? Makes مضارع. So these are the main things you need to know about fa السببية. Once you understand this, then you've understood fa السببية. Okay? So now let's talk about what a talab is. A talab in Arabic could be about 8 things, let's say. 8 things. Okay? So the first one, we can say istifham maybe. Let's start with istifham. It can be dua. It can be wishful
Amar.
thinking. Yes, amr. It can be so command, amr. Maybe I can write the Arabic here for those of you who are familiar with the Arabic. So this is questions. Istifham, everybody knows questions.
We can say request also.
Yes. So talab, amr and request, kind of like the same thing. So amr, that word, when you're requesting is like a soft amr. So we have amr. And what comes with amr?
Nahi.
Nahi, yes.
Forbidding.
So forbidding, nahi. What is wishful thinking? This is tamanni.
Taraji.
Yes. Taraji, I'm gonna call it hopeful thinking. Taraji. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remaining 2. This is what we have. تخضيض. Very difficult word. But
Yes.
so we have arad and تخضيض. So this is what we call soft urging. Arad. You can even type it in Arabic so that you can see how it is spelled. And we have like a harsh type of urging, like convincing somebody to do something, or like pleading with somebody. This is what we call. So this is بتخطيط. Right? So these are the 8 things that make up a talab. Istifham, question. Dua, what we call tamanni, like your wishful thinking, your لعل, yeah, or and then you have like commands. Amr, we know what commands are. We know what nahi, forbidding, is. Hopeful thinking. Why am I forgetting? Anyway, never
What does
mind.
the talab stand for? Like the translation, meaning of it?
It means request. طلب يطلب طلب
Oh,
يطلب.
seek. Oh, like a
Yes.
student. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
To
hopeful
request,
thinking is
seek.
la'alla, right?
Yes.
Hopeful
Yeah.
thinking.
Hopeful thinking is that's what there's a what's the
La'alla.
example?
And
Of wishful
another
thinking?
one is later.
Later is wishful thinking. So tamanni, later, and لعل is taraji. That's what I was the word I was looking for is later, and I was like, what is this word? I'm forgetting. Yes. So yeah. So when you're wishing for something, like I wish this happened, later, I wish that had happened. So
Can you make
there's
it
a bit of
small,
regret.
please?
Sorry?
Because I'm taking screenshot.
Oh, okay. You want to take the whole thing?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
حروف تخصيص if you tell it will be Allah and Halla, Laula, all these, no? تخصيص.
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
ever?
تخضيض.
Is
So
it
you have
plural? Same.
لولا, لو, هلا.
Yeah.
Yeah.
هلا, لولا, لوما.
لوما. Yes.
Kalla as well.
It's like there's like a why Allah doesn't bring the example of this or that, something like that, right? In the Quran, sometimes they say why Allah don't do this
Yes.
thing.
Like, why don't you do this for me? Like you're pleading with Allah. Whenever you're urging, soft urging and harsh urging. So harsh urging is a very strong form of urging. Like I'm really pleading with you. But then soft urging is a little bit soft, right? Yeah. So this is what we mean by all these terms. Questions? Is this clear?
Question, is that from the perspective of the creation, or how about like zon?
Sorry, how about what?
Zon. Zon is like
One?
like husnul zon, that's thinking, right?
So husnul dhan, I'm not understanding, like if it's a
I
talab,
think sister
you're
is
thinking?
talking about Zanna.
And her sister?
Yeah. Because here's like a wishful thinking, soft urging. Is that from the point of view of the creation?
No, no, that's a different topic. So let me open my notes here. Okay. So
sorry, for example, the wishful thinking and the command, is that from the human being?
I don't understand. Give me
I'm
an
not sure whether I'm
example.
answering it correctly. I'm just trying to see if you say
you
I'm
have-
thinking, yeah.
So for example, you have a sentence and we can say this sentence is a negation.
Usme zan means good thoughts.
Right.
The one
So
she's-
we can classify sentences in different ways. So this sentence could be a negation, that's nafi. This sentence could be forbidding, that's nahi. This sentence could be amr, that's commanding. This sentence could be istifham, questioning. This sentence could be wishful thinking, like that. Like what is the general theme of the sentence? For example, if I say لا تذهب, don't go. This is nahi. I'm forbidding you to go. So the general theme of this sentence is nahi. Yeah?
Okay.
Now you understand?
So it's like a theme of a question.
Yeah, not a theme of questions, but like the theme of the sentence. What is this sentence talking about? What is the main style, if you will, of this sentence?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Understood? Okay.
It's like Surah Kahf, I was reading to like, Ya Laitani La Mushrik. I had like something like that kind of ayat, the tamanni, right?
Yes, that would be tamanni. Ya laytani, or you're wishing something happened. Yeah? And this has some regret in it.
Okay.
Regret, yes.
Yeah.
Monday, right?
Okay. All right. Yeah, so hopeful thinking, positive thinking. You're right. Yes, positive thinking. So لعل, عسى, يعني I hope my son comes back from whatever. Or I hope, like there's no regret in this in taraji. In taraji, the sentence is hopeful. Like when we say لعل or we use عسى, sometimes we can use لو as well. لو is one character that can be used in different ways. Okay. And of course, making dua ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة. Right? So this type of sentence is a dua sentence and it will be classified under talab. So yeah, somebody was mentioning soft urging and so some of the huruf of al-arad wal-tahdid. So you have lawla, you have law, lawma, halla, alla, ama, ala. But the most common one is lawla. Lawla is the most common one, or law or lawma. Those are the most common ones. Yeah?
كلما.
كلما, that's something else. كلما, that's شرطية.
Okay.
Like, every time this happens, then this. Because كلما means every time. كلما نضجت جلودهم بدلناهم. Every time their skins would be destroyed, we replaced them with new ones, the Quran says.
So it's a shart.
Yes, that's a shart.
Okay.
Yeah. But when we're talking about تحضيض, so we're saying, for example, لولا ذهبنا معنا, for example, فنستمتع. If only you went with us. Like, if only, like, won't you go with us? Right? Or if only you went with us. Sometimes we translate لولا as if only. Or why don't you go with us? Why didn't you go with us? That kind of language.
It's like the other one is like لولا أخرتني إلى أجل مسمى. That sentence, that also like taxis, right? Why you don't, you know, the أخرتني, delay it for me. So at some point, those are also the harsh urging, right?
Yes, yes. لولا أخرتني, like you're really pleading with Allah. Why don't you just delay me a little bit? Right?
Okay.
That's what is being said in the ayah. So let's look at the...
Seriously, serious.
Yes, it's a serious pleading. My Lord, if only, again, lawla, if only, sometimes we translate lawla as if only, or why don't you just please delay me? Like that's the kind of understanding. So if only you delayed me for a short while. This is what we call tahdid, because this person is pleading with Allah, this person is urging Allah to do something for them. That's what we call soft urging and harsh urging. So sometimes it's extreme, like Allah or Allah. Allah is soft. Like, why don't you come with us? When I say, why don't you come with us? I'm not really urging you strongly. I'm urging you softly. Why don't you come with us? Yeah. But if I want to like strongly urge you, I use lawla. Go ahead.
Ma'am, generally Allah and Lauma are opposites. Like Allah is referred to the soft pleading and Lauma with the harsh.
Yeah, even lawla. Lawla, lawma, both
Yeah.
of them are like harsh
Harsh takhsis.
urging.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is this clear so far? Like, we understand like what talab is in Arabic? The 8 different things. I know like these ones are okay, but this one probably is new for beginner students. They don't know what this is. Probably. And maybe even a little bit of this, hopeful thinking. But we understand, we're familiar with the concepts. Right? Clear?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
So that's what a talab is. So like I said, it must come after a talab or a nafi. So it's either one of these 8 things or a negation. So technically it comes after 9 things, if you will. And of course it will show you the reason for that thing to happen. And the mudari' after the fa would become mansub because of what we call an mudmara. So let's look at the sentence. We can just copy this part and discuss this ayah so we can understand better while we are looking at it. So we have fa yaqula. What came before fa yaqula? When we look ahead, we see there's an amr. Anfiqu. This is amr. Okay? Amr is one of the 8 things that make a talab. Commanding is one of the 8 things that make a talab. So it's possible that this fa is fa sababiyya. It's possible because it came after a talab, which is amr in this case, which is command, right? So it's possible that this fa is fa sababiyya. And what we're actually saying is that we're saying that there's actually here, there's an that has been kept secret. An mudmara that has been hidden. And this an is what is making yaqula mansub. So فَأَنْ يَقُولَ, that is technically what it's supposed to be. This is what we call an mudmara. Okay? Because we know our an is حرف ناصبة للمضارع. It makes مضارع منصوب. So this is kind of like what is happening there. Same thing with فأصدق here. I can just copy this and paste it. So same thing with فأصدق here. We have فأن أصدق. That's what is making it mansub. Is that so far clear? Do we understand what المضمرة is doing and what المضمرة is?
Ma'am, an is masdariya, no? Or huruf masdariya?
Yeah. And what does it do to مضارع?
Mansub only. Yeah.
Yeah. مصدرية
Okay.
ناصبة للمضارع. So this will be a مصدر مؤول, obviously, but it also makes the مضارع منصوب. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So that's what is happening. That is what an al-mudmara is. Clear? So we have, where we were here. So we've talked a little bit about al-mudmara. Now let's talk about the ayah itself. I want us to break that. So we've mentioned what fa sababiyya is and what to expect with the fa sababiyya. Let's actually now see in the ayah practically and see how it comes to be fa sababiyya. And why we are saying that this fa is fa sababiyya. Maybe I should just copy the entire thing. So that we can clearly see what's happening before. Okay. So when we're doing the i'rab, we'll say, okay, فأنفقوا, this is فعل أمر. We've done this all the way up to here, right? And then we're wondering, what kind of fa is this? What kind of fa is this? There are two ways in which we can look at this fa. Number one, we can say this fa is harf atuf. Okay, this fa is harf atuf, and it goes back to, maybe I should draw to be easier to draw. So I can say this fa is fa harf atuf, and it goes back to, it is connecting this أن يأتي أن يقول. So من قبل أن يأتي, من قبل أن يقول. Before he says, before death comes to him, and before he says this. So that's one way of looking at this fa. We can say it's fa harf atuf, and we'll be correct because we would say that this يقول is going back to يأتي, and that's why it's mansub. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Is that clear? How we can look at this fa as fa harf atuf? So that's one way of looking at it. Okay. The other way of looking at it is we can say, no, this fa is actually going back to anfiqu. So this sentence, anfiqu, kind of ends, sort of stops there. And this fa, yaqula, this fa is sababiyya. This is the sabab of this spending. Why should you spend? Because you would say this. Because we don't want you to say this, right? So here, in this case, we normally translate this fa sababiyya as lest. Lest. So the first meaning, let's look at the first meaning. وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فأن يقول. Spend or donate from what Allah has given you, مما رزقناكم, from what we have given you, before death comes to you and before you say. That's the first meaning, right? حرف عطف. The second meaning is spend from what we have given you. I think I should type. Let me type. Okay. So meaning number one, spend from what we have given you before death comes to you. And I'm adding before here. And before you say da 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 da. That's meaning number one. Meaning number two, spend from what we have given you before death comes to you, lest you say da 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 da. So in other words, here we're saying fa as sababiyya because we don't want you to say this, because you will end up saying this. So you can see that now we're translating this as sababiyya, and this sababiyya is because it's the reason for why you should spend. Why should you spend? Because we don't want you to say this, lest you say this. So we normally translate this fa sometimes as lest. Do you see the two different meanings? And both are accepted, both are okay. This is why the Quran is so beautiful.
The let's, so how do you explain the let's?
Lest.
Yeah,
so it's
lest.
like, how do I explain lest? Okay.
Sorry.
I know it's not a very common used English word, but if you
Yeah, it's an old English, yeah.
Yes.
Means you can tell for fear.
Yes,
Lest.
for fear. That's a good way.
The only if you say?
No. Only if only that it's lawla, not fa sababiyya, how to translate
In
sababiyya.
order to, lest means in order to fear, all these terms.
In case, so that.
Otherwise, yes. Otherwise can work. Yes, otherwise can work. Yeah, let's go with otherwise. So spend from what we have given you before death comes to you. Otherwise, you would say this. Or lest you say this. Otherwise is a good kind of very close understanding of what lest would be, right? As a form conjunction meaning for fear that, exactly. In order to prevent. Yeah. So we don't want this to happen. We don't want you to come on the day of judgment and say, لولا أخرتني. We don't want this to happen. So this is what less kind of means. For fear that.
Can you say rather you say?
Rather is something else. Rather has a different meaning, because rather is kind of like bal. Rather we are moving away from one meaning to another meaning. Yeah. I think you can
say or else also, or else.
Or else, yes. I like these words. Yes. Or else. Yeah, this work. Or even for fear that, like somebody also, like I like what Fozia posted in the chat. If you want to understand what lest means, that's a precise understanding. So she says lest is a formal conjunction meaning for fear that, or so that not, in order to prevent. So we don't want this thing to happen. We don't want you to come on the day of judgment and say this. For fear that. Okay? So spend from what we have given you before death comes to you, for fear that you say this, or so that we prevent you from saying this, or else you will end up saying this, right? But it's more like a negative meaning. So or else and otherwise, these are positive words, but lest is a negative word, and that's why for fear that, or in order to prevent something, makes more sense or is closer to the meaning of lest. Okay, is that clear? What's happening with this fa?
No, thank you.
Very good.
Great. So one meaning is fa harf atuf, and that's why we're just saying and. The other meaning is fa sababiyya, that's why we are saying lest, or we are saying for fear that, to prevent, da, 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 da. So that's one thing. Now then we read on, okay? فَيَقُولَ, and of course this whole sentence would be مَقُولَ الْقَوْلِ, as somebody said, and then you have لَوْلَا أَخَّرْتَنِي. Now we've said, you know, one of the types, or one of the huruf of hash aging is لَوْلَا. So لَوْلَا comes here, and of course we said others, لَوْمَا, and so on and so forth, right? And here we have okay. So now we have lawla, and lawla can either be shartiya. We talked about this. When we're talking about jumla shartiya, we know lawla as jumla shartiya. But like the sister said, when it comes with an ism, then this is shartiya. But when it comes with a fi'al, now this is tahdidiyya. It has to do with this idea of urging. Like I'm pleading with Allah. This person is pleading, Rabbi, lawla akhartani ila ajalin qareeb. My Rabb, why don't you just extend me? Why don't you just delay me to a short appointed time, for a short while? I don't want a long while. Please, Delay me a short while. This is what we are talking about lawla here. So you see, this is not shartiya. This is not saying, if you delay me, ila ajalin qarib, then I will give charity. This is not what it's saying. No, it's saying, why don't you just delay me a short while? Okay, so that's what is happening there. But now, to prevent from an undesirable, yes, this is what lest mean. Lest prevents an undesirable outcome. That's the purpose of lest.
So that is why wakun is like majzoom.
We're coming to that. We're coming to, because we know, lawla, if it was shartiya, it's غير جازمة. Lawla, if it was a shartiya, it does not make majzoom. So why is akun majzoom? Even if we said, okay, this lawla is shartiya, even though we are not saying it is not. But even if it was, lawla does not make majzoom. So what is happening with akun? That's the question that we're all wondering. Okay, so we'll come to that.
Oh, this fa is fa fasiha. There is a one shart embedded in it, right?
You can look at it that way. Yes, that's closer to it. It's still fa sababiyya because as-saddaqa is mansoob. But yeah, it's closer to what you're saying. So is lawla understood that this lawla is not shartiya, it's tahdidiyya? Is that part understood?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Okay. So now let's come to the part where this فَأَنْ أَصَّدَّقَ, what's happening here, and then why is akun majzoom. So we need to understand first of all فَأَنْ أَصَّدَّقَ. Now, before I even explain that to you, I'm gonna write a different sentence here. I'm gonna say, so why is it typing like this? Okay. Where's the kha here? أخرتني.
Okay.
إن أخرتني أتصدق. إن شرطية, it makes مجزوم. This is فعل ماضي. Okay, so that's why it's not مجزوم. So if you delayed me, أتصدق. Or يعني I would do صدقة. Right? And this, because it's مضارع, it will be مجزوم. Okay? Is that so far clear? If you delay me, I would do صدقة. That's a simple jumla shartiya. Now, that's not what I want to say. I want to say, I want to make this the result of you delaying me. Okay? So I want to make this fa sababiyya. So I would, instead of saying atasaddaq in a majzoom sense, I'm going to take the same sentence. I'm going to paste it here. And then I'm going to do something else. I'm going to add fa sababiyya because I want this to be the reason. But now fa sababiyya comes with al-Munafiqun, and this al-Munafiqun makes the atasaddaq mansoob. But now we know that this now is the jawabu shart, but it has to be fi mahalli jazm. This, even though it is mansoob dharfan, it is majzoom mahallan. So it is fi mahalli jazm. This whole sentence, this jawab, is fi mahalli jazm. Because we were expecting it to be majzoom. But now I changed it because I added fa sababiyya, and fa sababiyya made my fi'al mansoob. And now because of that, this thing is fi mahalli jazm. Because in wants a jazm status. In makes majzoom. Is that clear what's happening there? Did I confuse you?
Can you repeat, ma'am?
Repeat one more time, please.
Yes. Okay. So this sentence is understood, yeah? In أخذتني أتصدق. جملة شرطية normal, right? So أتصدق is جواب الشرط مجزوم بأن. أن makes the two verbs مجزوم. So this أتصدق has been made مجزوم by أن. So we expect whenever we have, sorry, in. So whenever we have in, we expect that we will have مجزوم. So we expected أتصدق. But now I don't want to just say if this, then this. No, I want to say, let me write it in English. So in أخرتني, what does this mean? If you delay me, then I will give sadaqah, or I will give charity, or I will donate, whatever. That's what it means. But that's not what I want to say. I want to say, if you delay me so that I can give charity. So now this is the reason. This is the reason why I want you to delay me. Okay, I'm giving now a reason. I'm not just telling you what I will do. Like this one, I'm just telling you what I will do. If you do this, then I will do this. But this one, I'm actually giving you a reason as to why you should delay me. Why should you delay me? So that I can give charity. So this one is fa sababiyya. But this fa sababiyya is acting as a jawabu shart, is in the place of a jawabu shart. And this jawabu shart has to be majzoom. But it cannot be majzoom because we are seeing a fatha here, because of the an-mudmara, the an that is hidden here, which is making it mansoob. So we would say that this sentence is fi mahalli jazm, because we expected majzoom, but it is not majzoom, so it is going to be fi mahalli. Are we understanding what's happening?
So why need to make sababiyya? Like if it is
because again, this person is making a case with Allah, right? Like he wants to show Allah, this is why I need you to delay me. This is why I need you to return me back to earth. Yeah.
Okay. So if the first dawe short way say, this one doesn't show that kind of
yes,
his argument, right?
Yes.
If you
so
then I'll say give the charity. It's like a plain talking.
Yeah, and also this one, if you delay me, then I will give charity. In other words, if you don't delay me, then I won't. Like it's just simple. This,
Yeah,
then
simple,
this.
plain way. Yeah.
But this one, you can see the state of the person. The person it's desperate. You can see the desperation, and that's why they're giving the reason. Because I'm so desperate, I need you to understand why it is important for you to return me, for you to delay me, even a short while, even just a small bit, so that I can give charity. This is the reason why I need to go back. And again, it tells us why sadaqah is important. This person did not choose anything else. He said, the reason why I need to go back is sadaqah. Okay, so that's why we are making it into fa sababiyya. It adds more meaning. It's not just a simple sentence like this one. If this, then this. Yeah. So that's kind of like
giving the
explanation
for why he's asking for the delay.
Yes. Yes, he's giving the reason why I need to go back, why I need the delay. Yes. But this one, then I will give charity, does not give the reason. It just shows if this, then this. If A happens, then B will happen. It does not show my reason. It does not show the reason why I want this to happen. Yeah?
Can I ask a question?
Conditional sentence?
Yes, this is a conditional sentence. Even this one is a conditional sentence, but this conditional sentence has a reason in it. This one does not have a reason in it.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
It's interesting that instead of the person knowing that he's desperate, he would just say, please delay so that I can give charity. That's like more intuitive. And
yes.
And this one is like as if you have a position to make a deal, right?
Not really. Not that he has position to make a deal. Like he's seriously, like when you're this person is on the day of judgment. So now they are very desperate. It shows desperation. Like when you're pleading a case, you just don't say, okay, if you let me go, then I will be good. No, you're like, if you let me go, like imagine you're in court and you're before a judge. So you're pleading your case. You're like, if you let me go, I will not only, like, the reason why I would be good is this and this and this. Or if you let me go, I would be the reason is I will be very good. So it's a little bit more, it's more pleading, more desperate, if you will, than just saying.
Okay, so it's not quite conditional. It's like indicate desperation.
It is still conditional, but it's
Desperate.
desperation, yes. More desperate,
Okay.
yes.
All
This
right.
one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions? Okay. The point I was trying to make is that فأتصدق is now في محل جزم. It is now في محل جزم. Why? Because of إن أخرتني. Now let's say, you know, I've already mentioned something about أخرتني before here. So now we have لولا أخرتني before.
Where is in the ayah? There is a no in, right?
Exactly. We're coming to that point. That's the point I'm making right now. So لولا أخرتني لولا أخرتني, then I stop there. And then I say إن أخرتني فأتصدق. Okay? What have I repeated? I have repeated this أخرتني. Right? So لولا أخرتني, why don't you just delay me? If you delay me, then I will have a reason to give sadaqah. Right? Then I will be in a position to give sadaqah.
That's why you said it's close to fasiha, right?
That's why I said that.
Okay.
Okay. So now, what do you notice? You notice I've repeated akhartani, akhartani. The Quran does not repeat things for the sake of repeating. In our speech, it's okay to say this. Let me write the English so that you can, for those of you who don't understand, you can understanding. Why don't you delay me? If you delay me, so that I can be able to, or I can be in a position to give sadaqah. I know this translation is a bit weird, but I'm trying my best so that you can, or you can say, okay, if you delay me,
so that I can have a time or something.
So that I can give sadaqah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe let's remove
As
this.
Ustad used to say, it's need a lot of brain juice.
Yes. Yeah. So this is what we are saying. Why don't you delay me? If you delay me, so that I can give sadaqah. The reason for why you would delay me is so that I can give sadaqah, I can give charity. This is what we are saying in this case. But like I was saying, the Quran doesn't mention things for the sake of mentioning them. Okay? It mentions things purposely. If it is repeating something, there's a reason why Allah is repeating that thing. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to repeat. So what did Allah do? It's like you removed this. Like you removed this. This has been sort of omitted. And so now you have لَوْلَا أَخَرْتَنِي. Why don't you delay me? فَأَتَصَدَّقْ, because I'll be in a position to give sadaqah. Do you understand what is happening? Maybe let me gray this out a little bit so that you can see that that's not part of the sentence. So how would I translate that? I say, why don't you delay me so that I can give sadaqah? What's the reason for you delaying me? So that I can give sadaqah. That's the reason. This is why there's a fa sababiyya. So that. We're translating the fa sababiyya here as so that, because. We can even say because. Why not? We can just put because there. Because I can give sadaqah. If you delay me, the reason why, if you delay me, I will be able to give sadaqah, in other words. Is that clear what's happening? Okay. So now let's go back to the ayah. The ayah is saying, فَأَنْ أَصَدَّقَ. So we are imagining that here, there's a لَوْلَا أَخَرْتَنِي. We are imagining here that before فَأَصَدَّقَ, there's a لَوْلَا أَخَرْتَنِي. And again, Allah is not going to repeat something for the sake of repeating. There is a reason why things are mentioned in the Quran. So this, sorry, why am I saying لولا? No, in أخرتني is what it's supposed to be. In أخرتني فأن أصدق. So in, this jumla shartiya is missing. And this jumla shartiya starting with in is what is making فأصدق في محل جزم. And because this is في محل جزم, this waw harf atif is connecting this verb أكون to this as-saddaqa. And that's why akun is majzoom. Because it's connecting to something that is also fi mahalli jazm. Understood? Why that akun is majzoom?
Yeah.
Yeah, we came from a very long
Alhamdulillah,
way.
we got it now.
It's a long way, but it came.
Overall, shart is mahzoof here, and this fa is acting both fa fasiya and fa sababiya.
Yes, in a way. Yeah. So fa fasiha would not make something majzoom, in a sense.
Yeah.
But because this one is making, sorry, mansub. Because this one is making mansub, we would say this one is fa sababiya. But of course, there's now we will say an as-saddaqa is jawabu shart li shartin mahdhuf.
Yes, so we can say short is mahzuf here. Short, jumla short here, the conditional part is mahzuf here.
And this jawab is fi mahalli jazm.
So, okay. Yes. So this is jawab part, we are seeing it, okay.
Yes, we are seeing the jawab part. The shart itself, it's mahdhuf, is hidden. And because this one is fi mahalli jazm, that's why akun is also majzoom. Because it's connected by harf atuf wow.
Yeah, there's two jawab, one and as-saddaqa and then akuna minas solihin. Akun minas solihin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teachers should keep this question for exam, and all the students will fail.
Yeah.
It's not easy to remember.
Yeah, this
so
one is...
this is not something that happens a lot in the Quran. So this once in a while you get some of these tricky situations. But the fact that you guys were asking why is this majzoom, that's the right direction. Because lawla cannot make majzoom, but also yani lawla here is not shartiya, it's tahdidiyya. So what's happening? And then this is how we came to that. Yeah, this is how we came to
Alhamdulillah.
Yes. Now I'm just going to mention something about as-saddaqa, something that also you guys mentioned. Maybe we can just talk about the sarf of that a little bit and then we can move on. Okay, so we have as-saddaqa. Initially, it was supposed to be family 5. Atasaddaq.
Atasaddaqa.
Yeah,
atasaddaqa.
Oh, sorry. This was supposed to be dal. Atasaddaq. Atasaddaq. So what happened is that we had idgham happening. So this ta and this sad, they kind of merged together. So this, first of all, ibdal happened. What does ibdal mean? So basically we had two sads happening there. So as-saddaqa. So the ta turned into a sad. Now you have two sads. Now instead of writing it like this, what are we going to do? We're just going to write it as with a shadda, as-saddaqa. So that's kind of like what happened there. The ta became a sad, and then the two sads became a shadda. Okay? All right. So that's basically fa sababiyya, jawab sharti, mahalli jazm, and mudmara. We've talked about all this. Unless there's a question. Are we good?
Alhamdulillah.
Great. So I just want us to look at some of the past concepts in this ayah. And you guys have already mentioned all of them, honestly. Like you mentioned all of them. So I'm not really going to spend time on this because of time. But maybe later on you can just sit with yourself and see where is the amr, where is the taqdeem and ta'khir. Oh, so nobody mentioned that. But actually you mentioned outside dua.
Yeah. I need to learn that. I don't know this one.
Yeah,
The second
is
taqdeem and ta'khir.
So for example here, أن يأتي أحدكم الموت. We expect أن يأتي الموت أحدكم. The مفعول به came before the فاعل. Right? So there's that taqdeem.
Okay. That's I didn't understand the term wise. Yeah, okay. So here is a file supposed to come before, maf'ul supposed to come after.
Yes.
We just change
Normally
the position.
مفعول به comes after فاعل. It doesn't come before فاعل. Right? So here we need to unpack what is happening. Why is there taqdeem and ta'khir and so on and so forth. And the rest, all this stuff, jumla shartiya, mawsuf sifa, whatnot, all this stuff we have covered before. So you, in your free time, you can just sit down with yourself and the ayah and try and figure out this stuff. Where is it?
How this taqdeem ta'khir making translation different?
So it adds something else. قبل أن يأتي أحدكم. Before it comes to you. What is it thing that is coming to you? Death. So death has been mentioned later. Why has death mentioned before you? Like this is a more balagha question, like for reflection. So something you can sit with yourself and ask yourself, why is this death mentioned after أحدكم, the مفعول به? So the emphasis is kind of like on you and not on death. The emphasis on you. That's what is happening. It's تخصيص. Sorry, اختصاص.
So is that the one we said, like anything, like when it comes, change their position?
Yeah.
From the thing is coming from the expected. That one is for the giving emphasis most of the time, right?
Yeah, most of, not emphasis, اختصاص. Like
اختصاص, yeah, اختصاص, yeah.
اختصاص. Special attention.
Attention, yeah.
One question. What is the significance of getting the munada without the nida?
It's just out of like common use. Like, of course, in this ayah, there's urgency. Like, I don't even have time to say, Ya Rabbi. I don't have time to say, Ya. I go straight to Rabbi because it's so urgent, because it's so, I mean, so much need. It shows the state and the desperation again. So there's so much desperation in this. لو ربي لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق. This whole sentence, so much desperation happening, because I don't have time to say Ya. I don't have to say the time. I don't have time to pronounce the harf nida. And also Rabbi, the ya is also missing, right? So like this person is such in a state of such desperation, they cannot even say all the sentences, all the words. They're missing out some words out of that desperation.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so we have quite a bit to go, and sorry today because of السببية, but anyway. So I'm going to give you some time here to identify some of the concepts that we have learned. Mostly it's going to be السببية, من تبعيضية. So just to go back to that list, we're talking about من تبعيضية, ظرف زمان, السببية. Maybe even the جواب شرط في محل جزم might be there, المضمرة, and so on and so forth. So try and identify these concepts in these examples that I'm going to give you here.
One question. This min tabadiya and ibtidaya, that min, both are having the same meaning, right? From.
No, we normally translate min تبعيضية as of. You can translate it from, and it will still make sense. But yeah, most of the time we translate it as of.
So did we learn it mean ibtidiyah, or maybe I miss?
No, we did not.
Okay.
We did not learn the different types of min. We just said min harf jar, and we moved on.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I thought I missed that part.
No. No, not in Bayina. We did not do it in Bayina. I mean, just now we mentioned it. Yeah. Okay. Mustafa min tullabi Bayina. That's number one. Mustafa is part of the Bayina students, or you can even say among the Bayina students in this case, just to make the translation better. But I'm translating it this way so that you can actually be able to understand what is being conveyed. سافرت صباح يوم الثلاثاء لأزور أبي. I traveled on Tuesday morning to visit my father. Okay, so what's happening in that sentence? لا تأكل من الطعام كثيرا فتندم يوما. Don't eat a lot of foods lest you regret it one day. Okay. من يصلي من الليل ساعة فقد فاز. Whoever prays an hour at night, then he has succeeded. And finally we have هل يأتي إبراهيم اليوم فنحتفل. Oh, فنحتفل, because now here we're looking at a specific function of fa. Is Ibrahim coming today so that we can celebrate? So that's what we are having. Please look at it and try and identify. Maybe I'm just going to give you like a few minutes, honestly. let's I don't know if we have time to do 5 minutes. It's pretty straightforward. Let's do 3 minutes, and then you can do this later on, inshallah, if you want to go back to this exercise. So let's just do 3 minutes, try and look at the exercises, try to identify those concepts as much as possible, and then we can continue. Okay, I hope you managed to identify a few things. So let's just quickly go through this. In example number 1, Mustafa min طلاب بينة. So you have a body of students of بينة, and Mustafa is one of them. Okay, so min طلاب بينة here, min تبعيضية. It just shows is a part of, is from that body, but not like the whole thing, is one of them. One of them, right? So that's what we are looking for here. We are looking for min تبعيدية. سافرت صباح يوم الثلاثاء. We're looking for ظرف زمان. صباح ظرف زمان, and of course is a مضاف. يومي is a مضاف إليه. الثلاثاء, again another مضاف إليه. But if اليوم just came by itself, اليوم, today, with an al, that would be another ظرف. الثلاثاء, if it just came by itself, that would be another ظرف. Okay, so we're looking at ظروف مكان, ظروف زمان here. لأزور, why is أزور منصوب? We mentioned that there's an أن مضمرة. لأن أزور. Okay, so just there for your own understanding. لا تأكل من الطعام كثيرا فتندم يوما. So
This ليه can we say تعليل?
sorry, yeah, sorry, yes, this is لام التعليل. Yes, you're right. This is لام التعليل. Yes, but then there's أن مضمرة, of course. لأن أزور. It's because we are studying أن مضمرة today. My mind is on that. Forgot about لام التعليل. Yeah, this is لام التعليل, yes. لا تأكل من الطعام كثيرا. So لا تأكل من الطعام. So من الطعام, don't eat, not يعني foods, all of it, but من الطعام, from, like a part of. So again, من تبعيدية here. كثيرا فتندم. So if I want to know if this fa is سببية, I ask myself what came before. I look at what came before and I see لا تأكل. This is what? This is forbidding. لا تأكل.
Negation. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is forbidding. Nahi. And therefore this fa is fa sababiyya, and that's why it's tandama. So we expect an mudmara here, fa an tandama, right? And of course yawman, again another ظرف زمان there. من يصلي من الليل. من شرطية here. من يصلي من الليل. Again من الليل, a part of. من تبعيضية happening here. ساعة مفعول به of يعني يصلي. فقد فاز. فقد فاز. So this is just جملة شرطية. Whoever does this, then this, right? So جملة شرطية happening there.
This fa, are we gonna call the rabbit? How
yes,
we call this?
This one will be fa rabita. Fa rabita. Because after it is
Qad
qad.
came.
Yes. Right. And then هل يأتي إبراهيم اليوم فنحتفل. So اليوم, this is ظرف زمان, means today. And then we're looking at this fa. We're seeing it's فنحتفل. So it's make مضارع منسوب. But is it سببية? Let's see. Why is it سببية? Because before it, what came? Istifham. Exactly. Istifham. And istifham is one of the talab. Right? So this is basically what we were looking for in this particular section.
Ustada, I have a question. But the translation was min tababiyya. This is a very new word for me. Today first I heard. So if I say Mustafa is from this group,
yes,
or by and then or part of the group and from this group, what is the difference between these two?
Actually, in English, there's no difference because in English, from is understood in two ways. If I say I am from this place, that shows my beginning point, right? It shows a point of beginning. Like I came from this place. If I said I came from the market, it shows that that's where I began my journey, right? I use from. That's min ibtida'iyya. But if I said I am from the Muslims, I'm not saying I began from the Muslims. No, I'm just saying I'm a part of them. Right? Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
So in English, we use from in two meanings. The same word we use in two meanings. But in Arabic, like in Arabic, you can also use it like that. Min is the same word actually. Min to mean beginning and also min to mean a part of. It's the same thing.
Yes,
actually.
like if we say like I am from that tribe. Still
yes.
I am that tribe. Okay.
So that if I say I am from that tribe, this is min تبعيضية. It's not min ibtida'iyya. You're not saying you began.
Part of that.
Yeah, so you're part of those people. Right. You can still use from. Yeah, why not? Because we use it in English in that same meaning as well. The only reason why I'm using of is because I want to distinguish it from so that you don't get confused. But you can use from if it makes it easier for you.
Quick question. Can we use, say, among
yes.
here?
Yes, you can also use among. Mustafa is among the Baina students. Mustafa is among this tribe, or is from this tribe is much more. Yeah, but yeah, you can use among in English as well. Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's do the
And
first
just one silly question. The Tuesday here, by Tuesday is meaning Sulath. That is Tuesday?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was looking like, where is that Tuesday?
Oh, you're wondering. So you need to learn the days of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they start from Sunday, Monday, then Tuesday. That is Sulasa.
So الأحد الاثنان الثلاثاء. So if we're to start the week from Sunday, so Sunday will be الأحد, Monday is الاثنان, Tuesday is الثلاثاء, and then Wednesday is الأربعاء, and then الخميس, and then الجمعة.
Oh, mashallah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was going to do this off. Let's see. So number one, there's no verb. سافرت. سافر يسافر. This is family 3. سافر يسافر. Musafara, that's the one that is mostly commonly used. You can use sifara, but musafara is the one that is mostly used. فهو مسافر, a traveler. Okay. And then we have زار يزور. So زار يزور زيارة. فهو زائر. Again, we don't have passive lines for both of these verbs because they are lazim. And then أكل. This one should be so easy. أكل يأكل أكلا فهو آكل. أكل يؤكل أكلا فهو مأكول. This one you can do passive. ندم. ندم, to regret. ندم يندم ندما فهو نادم. Again, this is lazim. You don't do the passive line because the action is happening on you, not on something else. صلى يصلي صلاة فهو صال. But then we don't really use that one, right? And of course, this is again, what is it called? It's lazim. فاز يفوز فوزا فهو فائز. Again, this is لازم. أتى يأتي إتيان, and it has other several masters. فهو آت. And then you have أوتي يؤتى if it's متعدي أو متعدي بحرف. And the اسم مفعول would be مأتي, مأتي, right? And then finally we have احتفل. This is family 8. احتفل يحتفل احتفال فهو محتفل. And then you can have the passive line depending on if it's متعدي. So احتفل يحتفل احتفال فهو محتفل. Okay. Now you're going to do the صرف. Okay? So I'm going to share the poll here, and then you guys are going to do the صرف of أنفق ينفق إنفاق. Okay. So I've shared that poll. Make sure you attempt your best. And again, also make sure you scroll down so that you can be able to do all the questions. Yeah, let's see. 3 more minutes, and then we can end this. We can go to the next section. All right. Get those answers in. Let's see. Pick something. Just a couple of seconds here before I close the poll. Again, just pick whatever speaks to you the most. You know, you don't have to be correct. Just have to try. And then we'll figure out why you picked that one. Right? Okay. All right, I'm going to end the poll now. Then I'm going to share the results with you guys. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing. I need to do something first, and then I'm going to share them. Okay. All right. So let's see what you guys did. Okay. The first one. We spend on them. Just follow the process. How do I say we spend? Before you even come to on them, they start with we spend. How do we say that? نحن ننفق. Okay, نحن ننفق. That's number one. And then, of course, عليهم, on them, عليهم. And I think majority of you got this right. So تنفق, أنت تنفق. Right? أنت تنفق. أنفق, this is now فعل ماضي. This is spent. This is أنفق عليهم. هو أنفق عليهم. He spent on them. So this is هو. Okay? But I think majority of you got that right. So تنفق عليهم. And I don't know why it changed the order here, because تنفق عليهم was number one. But it kind of just flipped everything. Anyway, yeah. So تنفق عليهم. Let me make it bigger, because the Arabic is a bit small. She spent her money. Again, start with the process. How do I say she spent? Here, and again, this is this is ماضي. So أنفقت. That is how I say, okay, أنفقت. Here, أنفقت. So I'm looking for أنفقت. And there it is. So أنفقت ما لها. Again, it flipped the order. This was supposed to be, I think, the fourth one. Don't know what happened. So أنفقت ما لها. She spent her money. تنفق, this is مضارع. We got you here. This is مضارع. تنفق. Here تنفق. So we wanted ماضي, spent. This one tiny letter here is what made the difference. Right? أنفقت ما لها. And أنا أنفقت. I think maybe the ta was not very clear for you. Probably you didn't see the dhamma. We were looking for sukun. So أنا أنفقت. Here أنفقت. That's what's happening there. And then finally, we had this one. All of you got it correct. So تنفقان أنتما تنفقان من مالكما. Right. So تنفقان. There. Right. Go ahead. Oh, there was no question. Okay, fine. And let's continue then. Okay, so let's go next. We're going to spin the wheel here. We have very few topics today. So let's see. Most likely you might end up with السببية and you're going to struggle. But let's see. Okay, spin the wheel. Let's see where we end up with. Easy. You got an easy choice today. This is so easy. You're lucky. But I want you at your own free time to practice السببية so that you can get some hang on it. But yeah, so the wheel has been very kind to you. ظرف زمان, just give me ظرف زمان, which is something that you already gave me before. So any kind of ظرف زمان, you can do it in a sentence, you can just mention it by itself, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Or you can tell me
ذهبت إلى المدرسة. How can say yesterday?
What time? What time of the day did you go? Or when?
Morning.
How do you say morning?
أصبح, right?
صباحا.
صباحا.
صباحا. Beautiful. ذهبت إلى المدرسة صباحا. Yeah, I went to school in the morning. Beautiful, beautiful. Yes.
سافرت صباحا.
سافرت صباحا. سافرت مساء. سافرت ليلا.
صليت ليلا. Yeah.
صليت ليلا. Exactly. I prayed at night. Beautiful.
So what about if
exactly.
I say I'm taking class now?
Yes. So أنا, so you'd probably say حضر. So أحضر. يحضر sorry أحضر
Yeah.
الدرس الآن.
الآن, yes.
الآن that would be ظرف زمان. So you want to say like you laughed. ضحكت or ضحك. هو ضحك to laugh. فوزية. مساء in the evening, right? So I
من
laughed.
قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت.
Sorry, repeat that.
من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت.
Exactly, the one we covered. من قبل. So قبل is a
Yeah.
ظرف. زمان, before. من قبل أن
Before that
يأتي.
comes to one
Or
of you.
قبل. If it doesn't come with a حرف جر, then it will be مبني على الفتح. So it will be قبل. But if it comes with حرف
Yes.
جر, then it's going to be من قبل.
من قبل.
سمعنا الأستاذة الآن. نعم. Beautiful. Any other
So
examples?
just a quick question, like اسم ظرف like masjid, can we use that as well as ظرف زمان?
Okay, so now let's
Or is
break
it
that up.
classified separately?
I know in Baina we said وَالظَّرْفُ مِنْهُ مَسْجِدٌ وَمَسْجَدٌ وَمَسْجَدَةٌ, and we were singing that stuff, right? Actually, that's not actually ظرف. That's what we call isim makan. It's an isim that shows the place. Like we say isim sifa, like we say isim tasghir, we say isim mubalagha, all isim maf'ul, isim fa'il. Those are all different kinds of isms in the sarf patterns, right? So among those isms, we have isim makan as well. And isim makan would be masjid. Isim zaman would be the time and place of the zaman, right? And it will follow these patterns. Maf'ilun, maf'alun, maf'ala.
Okay. جزاك
Yeah.
الله.
So we won't say masjid is a dharf. Masjid is not a dharf. Masjid is an isim makan. Clear?
What are the patterns? مفعول.
Yeah. مفعل, مفعل, مفعلة.
عالة. Okay.
Yeah. For the isim makan and isim zaman. All right. Yeah, that was a good clarification there that needed to be made. So whenever we're talking about dharf, just think about this, yani, this fixed adverbs. Now, tomorrow, later, you know, if you're talking about time and so on and so forth. Or if you're talking about place, then above, below, under, in front of, this is what we're talking about. جلست قبل العصر.
Okay, yes. So these are like a فوق تحت, those are will be
ظرف.
like ظرف.
Yes.
But if I say like a masjidun, then this is come from the sajada, right?
This is اسم مشتق. This is like
Yeah.
اسم فاعل, اسم مفعول. So it will be اسم مكان.
Yeah, like I think it came from the sajada, right? The verb
Yes.
sajada, so masjidun.
Exactly. So yeah, we came from the verb sajada. Sajada yasjudu, sujud, fahuwa sajid. And then we continue doing the sarf, and then we come to isim makan, masjid.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's something that you sarfify. But qabl, you don't sarfify. You don't say, okay, qabl, qabala yaqbulu, qabl. There's no. You don't say ba'd, ba'da. No, it's just ba'd. It's you know, it's a dharf like that. Right?
And what about heen? Heen. That's also.
حين, yes, also it's a ظرف زمان. في حيني أو في حين أو just حين itself means time. At the time.
Okay.
Right. So if I say في حين, at the time something happened. Yeah. Yeah, those are some of the words. Yes. There are quite a number. You can Google them and it will give you a comprehensive list.
Yes, like I think there is a surah insan, like هل أتى على الإنسان حين من الدهر لم. Oh, okay.
Exactly. حين means time. Just time. Right.
Period. Like
period.
Time
Yes.
period, yes.
Yeah. جلست قبل العصر. Beautiful. I sat down before عصر. كان درس اليوم صباحا. Beautiful. Yes. Today's class was in the morning. But of course here صباحا would be the خبر of كان. right? But it's still a ظرف, but it's the khabar of kana in this particular sentence. Good. Good stuff. Okay, so let's continue. And you can always come up with your own sentences later on, inshallah.
Yomi was also there, right? There.
Oh, sorry, what?
In that sentence, in the chat.
كان درس اليوم صباحا.
Yomi, would it be considered there first of all?
Oh yes, يومي is also a ظرف and it's مضاف إليه. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, good. Good observation there. Yeah. Fantastic. All right, who am I? Usually mansoob, there's so many things that can be mansoob. Without me, events don't know the time. So we're talking about something to do with time. I am Grammar's calendar app. I love this clue. Like, it's the calendar for the grammar. I may indicate precise moments or durations. We just talked about this. This should be easy. Who am I? Right? Who am I? We just literally mentioned this.
Human
Yes.
yes.
Zarf Zaman. Yes.
Zaman.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Grammar's calendar app is Zarf Zaman. It shows you the time that things happen or when things happen. Right? Yeah. Zarf Zaman. Exactly. And this was an easy one. Okay. As we wind up, today has been very, very long, but I hope beneficial. Again, of course, the reflection of the ayah, I'm going to leave this to you. Why, and you can always ask more questions. This ayah has so many questions. Like, for example, why is al-mawtu mentioned before ahadakum? That's one question that we mentioned before. You can think about that. Why ahadakum individually? Like, not all of you. And ya'ti an-nas. Why didn't Allah say when the people come? No, ahadakum, each one of you, every one of you. Like, yeah, so you can go through some of these questions and see what reflections you can come up with. And you can also add your own questions. You don't have to do my questions. You can come up with your own questions and try and answer those ones as well. Okay. And then, of course, the homework for next week. Of course, practice أنفق ينفق إنفاق. It's important. This is a very common verb in the Quran. And مفعول مطلق. As you can see, now that we are coming to the end, the topics are becoming harder and harder a little bit. Yeah. فسببية مفعول مطلق. Inshallah khair. We might not do نائب and المفعول مطلق, for those of you who know what that is. That is the main headache with مفعول مطلق. But مفعول مطلق itself is basic and easy and sweet. So we'll just do the basic version of it, inshallah. All right, that's about it. I will see you guys next week. I'm gonna close the chat. Sorry, I'm gonna end the recording. And if you guys wanna hang and just ask other stuff, I'm available, inshallah. So let me stop the recording here. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.